Look closer. Some shops have lines out the door every afternoon. Every seat filled, the espresso machine never stops running. But ask the owner about their actual monthly profit, and they pause for a moment before saying, "Honestly, it's just breaking even." Being busy is not the same as being rich, and at this point, many coffee shop owners realize they're running a business that looks alive on the surface but is fragile underneath. Don't worry, this video isn't meant to scare you if you're planning to open a coffee shop, or if you already have one but can't figure out why the profit never matches how busy it looks. This video exists so you don't misread the signal, because a crowd is a signal that can deceive you if you don't know how to read it properly. We're going to break down the numbers here, not just tell a motivational story. The first problem that most coffee shop owners rarely notice is the quietly rising cost of premium ingredients. Coffee beans, fresh milk, real brown sugar syrup, branded cups. These aren't cheap materials. Unlike traditional coffee stalls that use instant sachets, trendy coffee shops sell a premium experience, which means the ingredients have to be premium too. The moment fresh milk prices creep up, or imported bean prices shift because of exchange rates, the margin that once looked safe quietly erodes without anyone noticing. The second problem is rent and aesthetic costs. A trendy coffee shop doesn't just sell drinks, it sells atmosphere. That means spending on interior design, lighting, Instagram-worthy chairs, and fast Wi-Fi so people want to stay. All of this is fixed cost you have to pay every month, whether customers show up or not. In a business with high fixed costs like this, even a small drop in foot traffic can hit your cash flow hard. The third problem, and probably the sneakiest trap, is how long customers stay compared to how little they spend. Someone orders 1 cup of coffee, then sits for 2 or 3 hours working or chatting. From the customer's side, that feels completely normal. But from a business standpoint, a table that could have turned over 3 times in a day is now only used once. Revenue per table per hour becomes tiny, while electricity, Wi-Fi, and rent keep running regardless. The fourth problem is the discount war on delivery apps. Many trendy coffee shops sign up for food delivery platforms to reach a wider pool of customers. But once you're in, the platform's commission can eat up 20 to 30% of your selling price. Add to that the pressure to keep running discounts just to stay visible on the app's front page. In the end, a lot of transactions look busy on the surface, but once you actually count what lands in your pocket, it's just loose change. And the fifth problem, the deepest one, is confusing revenue with net profit. Many coffee shop owners proudly say their monthly revenue is in the tens of millions, but forget to subtract ingredient costs, barista wages, rent, electricity, internet, equipment depreciation, and wasted stock that never got sold. A packed cash register doesn't mean a healthy balance sheet. Now let's walk through a more honest simulation. Say a trendy coffee shop has an average daily revenue of 2 million rupiah from about 125 cups sold at an average price of 16,000 rupiah each. Sounds solid for a small shop. But let's break it down piece by piece. Ingredient costs: coffee, milk, brown sugar, cups, straws, typically run around 35% of revenue, meaning roughly 700,000 rupiah goes straight back into tomorrow's stock. That leaves 1,300,000. From that remainder, you still have to subtract daily barista wages of around 150,000, electricity and internet averaging 100,000 per day when spread across the month. Still not done. If part of your sales come through delivery apps with an average commission of 25%, and say 40% of total sales come from the app, that's another 200,000 shaved off per day. Realistic net profit finally shrinks to around 600,000 rupiah a day. Still decent, sure, but remember, this is the busy day scenario with 125 cups sold. On an ordinary weekday with sales dropping to just 70 cups, the same fixed cost structure can send net profit crashing, sometimes right down to the break-even line. This is exactly where the thinking goes wrong for so many trendy coffee shop owners. They judge the health of their business by how busy it looks to the eye, not by what's actually left in the bank. But a crowd can be deceiving. A shop can have every seat filled every afternoon, yet if the margin per cup is thin, fixed costs are high, and app commissions keep chipping away, what's actually happening isn't a healthy business. It's a business that's busy but broke. So the real issue isn't how good your coffee tastes or how aesthetic your interior looks. The real issue is whether you're actually controlling your cost structure and table turnover speed, or whether you're just enjoying the crowd without ever calculating what's truly left at the end of the day. It's not about whose coffee is the best. It's about who's disciplined enough to protect their margin while costs keep climbing. Now let's get into strategy. So your trendy coffee shop isn't just busy, but actually puts real money in your pocket. Strategy 1. Manage how long customers stay without making them feel rushed out. You can set up dedicated work tables with a reasonable time limit or offer light snacks that tempt people to order something extra after an hour of sitting. The faster your table turnover without sacrificing comfort, the healthier your revenue per hour becomes. Strategy 2. Build a signature item with a thicker margin, not just whatever's trending on social media. Brown sugar milk coffee draws people in, sure, but find 1 or 2 additional items, homemade snacks or non-coffee drinks, with cheap ingredients but a reasonable price tag. That's what compensates for the thin margin on your main item. Strategy 3. Recalculate your presence on delivery apps. That doesn't mean pulling out entirely, but adjust your online order pricing so it still covers the commission cut, and don't lean too heavily on massive discounts that erode your margin without building real customer loyalty. Strategy 4. Discipline yourself to track net profit daily, not just revenue. Spend 5 minutes every night adding up the day's costs and comparing them to what came in. That's how you'll actually know whether your shop is growing or just looking busy while standing still. At the end of the day, a trendy coffee shop isn't a bad business, and it's not an automatic cash machine just because the concept is trending. It comes down to whether you're willing to look beyond the line at the register. Because in 2026, what survives isn't the shop with the prettiest interior or the most Instagram followers. It's the shop whose owner is honest enough to run the numbers themselves and brave enough to admit where the leak is. So if today you feel like your coffee shop is busy but the money never seems to show up, maybe the truth isn't that your business failed. Maybe you've just never sat down and actually counted it all, start to finish. Now, I want to hear from you. If you own or have worked at a trendy coffee shop, what cost do you think eats away at margin the most without people noticing? Ingredients, rent, or the app commissions? Drop it in the comments because your experience could be exactly what someone considering this business needs to hear. And if this video opened your eyes to something new, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next small business we're breaking down.